Hi, I'm Steve Moriarty. I'm coming to you from MoreGems.com, and we also have a retail store on the square in Crown Point. Today I want to discuss an underused piece of equipment that can be very valuable, particularly with rough stones. We've discussed the refractometer before. It is the most valuable tool when you're dealing with cut stones, but it's not useful at all for rough stones because you don't have the flat surface to get a refractive index on. So specific gravity is a comparison of a stone weight in water as compared to a stone's weight in air. So the equipment here, I'll show you. You of course need an accurate scale. And for this equipment, you need a scale large enough that this holder will slide underneath it. So that's the support structure. And this device goes on the scale. And we have a beaker with distilled water. And the hanger to support it in the water without touching the container. So that's the basic setup to run a specific gravity test. So the gems we're going to work with today, like I say, this is good for rough gems, cut gems, and can even be used for metals. It's helpful, but because metals are a mix of things, much like rocks are. Like turquoise, they're a mix of materials, so depending on what the mix is, it can vary the specific gravity. So this is really best for minerals that are pure, and it'll give you a very specific number. So the stones we're going to test today, first of all, here's a cut gem. This is a cut blue gem. And then we have a blue-green piece of rough. Kind of see the color. It's a transparent piece of rough. Next one is kind of a violet-blue piece. Has good crystal form. And then another cut gem, kind of a peachy color. Could be a topaz, could be a sapphire, could be a garnet. And a violetish red piece of rough. And this piece of golden material does have a cleavage plane, which will be an indication of what it might be. And the last one is a kind of a pink stone. It's a water-worn pebble. So to start the test, we need to take each one of these stones. First we have to zero the scale out. I'm going to put it on carats. And then we weigh each stone in air. So this one weighs 13.17 carats. So I write down the weight in air. And I'm going to do all these stones in air first. So this blue-green rough weighs 75 point. Yep. Make sure it's zeroed. So 74.94. So next the violet blue rough weighs 40.83 carats. And the peach colored gem weighs 9.45 carats. The red rough weighs 12.81. Probably should have had. Yeah. And the golden orange rough weighs 141.62. And the pink stone weighs 5.27 carats. So next we weigh them in the water. You have to make sure that the hanger does not touch the sides or touch the bottom of the container. And just drop the stone on it. It weighs 3.94 carat as the weight in water. And the golden orange rough weighs 106.93. You do have to make sure that it's a large piece, that it is submerged. And the red rough weighs 940. Nope. Something. Let's re-zero this. Oh, okay. That weighs 945. Just need to reweigh it. I didn't write this one down. It weighs 1280 in air. And the peach cut gem weighs 6.97. And that compares to 945 when it was weighed in air. And the violet blue rough weighs 28.63. And it weighed 40.83 in air. And the blue-green rough weighs 51.47. And the blue-green gem weighs 10.35. And it weighed 13.17 in air. So the next step is to take these numbers. You take the weight in air and subtract the weight that you got in water. And then you divide the weight in air by the difference that you got subtracting the weight in air from the weight in water. And this will give you the specific gravity of the gem. And then we'll look up the number in the book, and it should help. It should be an identification for the gem. So let me run these figures and we'll be right back with you. So I've done the calculations on all these gems, and here's the chart to show you how it's done. So we had the weight in air, and then we weighed it in water, which it's a lower number, and then we took the difference between the weight in air and weight in water. So we subtracted B from A, and that gave us this difference. And then we took the weight in air, divided it by the difference of the weight in air and weight in water, and it gave us this number, which is now our specific gravity. So from here, we go to a specific gravity chart, which you'll find online, or this is a handbook of gemstone identification. And this will give us the list of all the specific gravities for different gems. So if we take our first gem, which was this blue stone, and we look at the number we got, which was 4.67. If I go to the specific gravity table, 4.67, the closest number is 4.70, but it also has plus and minus 0.03, which brings us into that 4.67, and it would be high zircon. So this is a blue zircon, is what this gem is. So a very accurate identification of that one. The next one is the blue-green rough. So that was this piece. And the specific gravity of this gem was 3.19. So if we go to the charts, 3.19 gives us, there's two or three of them at 3.18, which would be fluorite, apatite, or spodumene. Fluorite would be a possibility, but I know this gem to be apatite. Exactly what you would do to separate from there, I'm not sure, but we do get down to a couple of gems that it could be. Fluorite being very soft, you could do a hardness test. This is a soft gem too, but fluorite's very soft. So it's pretty much accurately identified that gem. The next one is our violet blue rough. That would be this stone. And we got a specific gravity on this one of 3.346. 3.34 could be jadeite. I know it's not jadeite. Could be peridot. I'm pretty sure it's not peridot. It doesn't come this color. So the closest is 3.3, which is zoisite. Could be dioptase, cornerupine. So there is more stones. Dumortierite. So there's several gems, but it's gotten us closer. This one I know to be zoisite. The number is slightly off, but very close. The next one is the peach cut gem. This gem, and the refractive index on it was 3.81. And 3.81 on the charts shows us that it's somewhere azurite, rhodolite, andradite would be the three options. And because the garnets tend to mix with each other, they do give some variation in the number. And this is actually a garnet, somewhat akin to rhodolite. It is a mixture of several stones. This is a Malaya or Mahenge garnet. The next one, red rough, which is this stone. And it gave us a refractive index of 3.82. Very similar to the last stone, and that's because it is rhodolite garnet. which in the charts gives us a number of 3.84 with some variation. So this is rhodolite, and rhodolite actually is a mix of garnets too, so it can vary slightly. Next stone would be the golden orange rough, this big piece. And its specific gravity was 4.08. And 4.08, the closest is 405, which is either almandite or sphalerite. And because it does have a perfect cleavage plane, I know it's not almandite, so it is sphalerite. This comes from Spain. And the last one, this pinkish piece of rough, the specific gravity ended up being 3.99, and the options for 3.99 would be zircon or corundum, would be the two primary choices, or ganospinel. This one is corundum. Zircon, typically we don't see this color. Ganospinel would not be this color, so it leaves us with corundum. So it's accurately identified this. So this is a very good tool for particularly rough, because you don't have a lot of tools to identify rough material. So this would be good for travel. If I could get this in my suitcase, takes a pretty big scale to carry along with you, but it is a very accurate tool, and I recommend its use for many things. So if you want to see more instructional videos, you can go to our YouTube channel, More Gems, or come visit us on the square in Crown Point, or MoreGems.com online. Okay, thank you for watching.